The thing about confidence, yeah, it's a very funny little thing. Most of us think it's one thing, but it's not. It's not the feeling like I'm sexier than that person and that person is ugly, so I must be pretty and I must be confident. That's not confidence. Confidence is true and inner love. Let's get into this conversation, guys. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Olga. If you're new here, you are welcome. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, and of course if you're coming back, thank you so much. I appreciate and love all the support you guys are giving me. Because one of the questions I always get asked all the time is, Olga, how are you so confident? I do have anxiety. I'm someone who can be anxious, but like I am still confident enough to do whatever I want to do, no matter how embarrassing it might look, because I actually don't give a beep about what anyone has to say. If you watched my previous video, you probably know that I went out by myself with a tripod. I went into like a cafe, and then I also went into a hotel by myself, and I took all my pictures. So I'm always getting questions. How do you do it? Like, how are you so confident? How do you confidently take your pictures? How did you start? Like, what was the starting point for you that was like, boom, this is actually what's meant for me, and I have the confidence to do this every single week? So I wanted to just do a sit down with you guys and just talk you through kind of like my experience and how I've kind of like built my confidence over the years. I was so insecure when I was young. Like, I was so insecure about my body. I didn't like my face either. I remember like not looking into mirrors because I thought I was ugly. And I remember like never wearing anything that was tight because I thought I was too skinny. And this went on for years. I'm talking the first time I ever actually wore leggings, I was maybe 15, maybe. I used to hate showing my legs because my legs were so skinny, and anyone would always be like to me, how are you so skinny? And I'm like, guys, I don't choose to be skinny, I'm just skinny and I don't know what to do about it. When you're skinny, people don't actually understand how much us sometimes skinny girls don't actually like being skinny, and they kind of just put it out there. I'll walk on the street or I'll go to school, I'll go anywhere, and everyone will always have something to say about my skinniness, and it used to get to me so much because I did not like my body. I had small breasts, like my breast was tiny, and everyone at that point, maybe like year 11, everyone has massive tits, like everyone has had big boobs. They were wearing bras and stuff, and I used to wear like padded bras and like add tissue in there because I felt so insecure about my breast. The first thing I would say really helped me my confidence was having role models I find relatable. When I say role models, I'm talking more on the internet side of things. Following creators that I feel like I relate to and they relate to me. You follow all these people that's so unreachable to you, it makes you feel shit. Do you know what I mean? So I like to follow either someone I know either studied the same degree as me, or they're in a career path that I want to be in, or they look like me. Because one of the first times I really started like opening up that confidence door for myself was when I came across a creator. I forgot her name because I always forget it, but I'll put her Instagram right here. And I was really young, and at that time I wasn't confident at all. I didn't feel good about my body. I felt like I was too skinny. I just didn't like how I looked at all. I used to just avoid it, and I just thought because I didn't have breasts, like I would never have a husband, no one would want to be with me, I can never be a pretty girl. I know it sounds dumb, but when you're like 15, 16, those things really like matter, and you actually proper feel it. It really affects your self-confidence. I came across this creator. She was skinny like me, she was black like me, and she had no tits like me, but she rocked her shit, guys. She rocked her shit. Okay, I remember her taking pictures. I'll put the pictures here because you guys need to see them. But I remember, and I was thinking, wait, hold on, she has small breasts and she's still beautiful and she's still confident. I want to be like her. That was literally the thing that unlocked the door to Olga's crop top era, and no, let's call it crop top pandemic, okay? Because it's been like that forever now. But literally since then I was like, oh, that's it. I'm sexy. I like that she wears her stuff like that and she's confident like that. I want to be just as confident as she is. And it was kind of like the first thing that kind of introduced me to creators as well. The reasons that made me want to be an influencer is the fact that someone like her, who doesn't even know me, she's not Kim Kardashian, but she made such a big impact to me because I felt the most relatable to her. And it made me realize that like being an influencer, I know people do talk rubbish about it and they try to like downplay it, but we play such an important role in society in terms of like, we've kind of like turned the wheel of societal celebrity culture, if that makes sense. Because I'm not a celebrity, but people will follow me and take inspiration from me because I'm more real and relatable, if that makes sense. And people like the lady I'm talking about, she literally like changed a little girl's life from completely hiding herself and feeling like she could never be pretty enough. I used to think I'll never get married, to being like, actually, I want to be just like her. I want to be expressive just like her. Literally, guys, I just decided I wanted to be a sexy gal. sexy girl and I'm going to embrace every part of my body. It kind of like opened up a door. Of course it didn't solve all my problems, but it opened up a door, and before I knew it, slowly but surely other things came along and it really helped me. So I'll definitely say number one is to follow creators you feel like you can relate to, because honestly guys, that makes all the difference in the world. Number two is that you need to be your number one fan. End of the day, who's the person we talk to the most? It's ourselves. Imagine just being in your head and being so critical of yourself all the time, and that's the voice you hear like 70-90% of the time. You need to like really shower yourself with love. Sometimes I'll be taking pictures and you ask any of my friends, whenever I get a picture, I'm like, who is she? Like, she is stunning, she is gorgeous. I am my number one hype man, guys, no kidding. I will always gas myself up. When I do my makeup and I look in the mirror, I'm like, damn girl, you did that? Like, you know you're actually really beautiful. I feel like I call myself beautiful at least 10 times in a day, and that really helps me. It's not like it. No one's ever gonna be the most beautiful, prettiest, sexiest person in the world. There's always gonna be someone who's sexier. So why should I compete with everybody? I shouldn't. I'm not competing because I'm in my own league, baby. I am the sexiest person that I know, and that's good enough. Voice in your head is so important. Here's another little story time. For those that don't know, I've got a scar on my lip. I cut my lip when I was like maybe 9 years old. Long story. But basically, I cut my lip when I was young. And I remember the first couple of months when I cut it, I used to be so embarrassed. I remember going back to school and feeling like, oh my gosh, this is the worst thing that's ever happened to me. I didn't want to go to school, I want to die. Like, I remember being that dramatic about it. And I used to walk around like this. I would hide my lip like this when I walk around. When I went to school, I would be like this the whole day. I didn't want people to see the scar on my lip. But then what I realized is that the more I hid the lip, the more visible it was to people. The more I was thinking about the lip like it was an imperfection. Like, I'd look myself in the mirror and I'm like, I really hate that. Like, I wish I still had my little, you know, my little hot bit of my lip, because that's gone. I don't have it. I cut it off. And I used to always like kind of like just hate on it. Like, I'll be so pretty without it, or I'll be da 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 da. And the more I did that, even when I stopped hiding my lip, but I kept on thinking in my head, like, why do I have to have a lip scar? There was a time when I thought I couldn't even wear lip gloss and lipsticks because I thought my lips just don't look right. I thought I could never wear lip liner and stuff like that. And the more I thought about it, the more people noticed it. I remember going on a date with this guy. At this time, or maybe I was like, obviously like 17, 18, guys, I'd grown up. I wasn't going on dates at 9, don't worry. And one day, he was like, we obviously got different cocktails. And he was like to me, do you want to try my cocktail? I was like, yeah, sure, let's try it. And then he like removed his straw, and I put my straw in there. I didn't even think about it. But then later on, he was like to me, oh, you know, I didn't want to share my straw with you because I thought you might have herpes. I was like, excuse me? Because people used to think it was a cold sore, and I used to hate it so much. But at some point, I kind of just started embracing it, and I like my scar. I remember like one time I was supposed to do my makeup and they were trying to like cover it up, and I was just like, no, like I don't want to cover it up. It's such a big part of myself, and I actually don't mind it. I feel like it adds character to my face now. And since then, like, people don't actually notice that I have the scar until I go like, I have a scar, or maybe they might see it but they don't say anything about it. I don't know, but it's like, it's part of Olga. People just see it as part of me. And that's what I'm saying, like, you really have to speak to yourself properly, because whatever you say to yourself in your head, that's exactly what people are going to see on the outside. So you need to be very kind to yourself. You need to really, like, appreciate yourself. Sometimes I look at myself and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, the guy that's going to marry is going to be the luckiest person alive. I don't even know if there's a man that deserves me. Like, what the hell? Number 3, right? Dress to impress. I actually dress up for every event. Like, every event. It could be small, it could be big. I have an outfit for every event, and I feel so good when I know I've put in effort into putting this outfit together. Like, there's no such thing as, oh, it's just a quick dinner. Nuh-uh. It's a dinner. I'm gonna dress up like I'm going to have dinner with the president. Like, no. Like, literally dress to impress all the time. I went roller skating yesterday, guys. This is a funny story because I ended up actually not roller skating because I can't roller skate and I was scared to fall. But I went roller skating. And because I love dressing to impress. And one of the things that I really enjoy about dressing up is heels. I love wearing heels because, first of all, they make me look taller. And because I've got long legs, I look even taller. I wore heels there. It was very funny and awkward because it was a roller skate party. You walk in, everyone is wearing trainers, and there's just me in my heels. But my argument is that it was my small heels, so people can relax. But my point is, I would dress to impress at every opportunity that I get. There's no way, and it's not even like in an insecure way of like, oh, I don't want people to see me not dressed up, because I used to go to the shop dressed like an idiot, don't get me wrong. But if I've got an event that I'm going to, if I'm going to go in a place where I know there's going to be people, I always dress to impress. I can't lie to you. It could be something so small. My casual outfit is jeans, some nice stiletto heels, a nice cute bag that matches the heels, a nice coat. I'm not saying obviously for some people it might be trainers and stuff, but my thing is that like, always put in your all to your outfits and into how you present yourself. It's not necessarily just outfits, it could be your hair. Obviously I get some people don't have money to do stuff like that, but there's so many other cheaper way of looking presentable. Like you can always like sleek your hair nice, you can always like look after your skin, like just look good. Best to impress every opportunity you get. That helps so much in my confidence. Every single time when I walk into a room, I don't feel like, oh damn, I'm not dressed appropriately. I'd rather be overdressed than underdressed, by the way. I'll take that any day, okay? It'd be a Christmas party and I walk in wearing like a long gown because that's how I feel. That's how I'm feeling today, okay? It's a Christmas party. I'm dressed like I'm going to the Kardashians' Christmas Eve party. That is literally me. That is literally me, and that helps so much with the confidence. Number 4, be around like-minded people. Be around positive people. Like, be around positive, like-minded, and secure people, because energies transfer. So if you're around people that are always criticizing themselves or people that don't like themselves much, more time they're gonna project how they feel about themselves to you, and before you know it, you're gonna catch on to the energy, like always criticizing yourself. You need to be around people that understand and they emit that nice, positive energy into the space, because you can carry on to that energy. Our friends rub off on us subconsciously without us even trying. Let's say if your friend has a catchphrase. My friends used to have this catchphrase where she always say, hear me out. Yeah, that was her thing. That was a thing. And I used to think it was so annoying. I'd be like, what do you mean hear you out? Shut up. Do you get what I'm saying? But I remember being in a meeting at work, right? And I'm talking to my boss and everything. And I had an idea, but the idea was going to be a bit out of the box. And I was like to them, hear me out. And I was like, oh my gosh, did I just say hear me out? Before I knew it, it's part of my vocabulary. I say hear me out all the time. Just like that. It's like same as energy. If you're around people that don't feel confident, people that like to put other people down in order for them to feel up, that energy is gonna rub off on you. So it's like, don't be around people that emit that negative energy, because that just rubs off on you, and then it just like compromises your energy, if that makes sense. Number 5, I guess this one kind of matches into number 3. It's more to do with self-care. When you put in time to look after yourself, it's a different level of self-love. It shows you that you love yourself. So for example, it's like for me, I have a thing where every week I have my skincare day. I romanticize my skincare so badly for a good hour, where I do all the little bits and bobs. I do my face mask, my eye mask, I do flipping 2-hour baths with candles. I just romanticize my life bad, okay, like I'm in a movie, and that makes me feel really good, and it makes me feel like I'm really caring for myself, like I'm going that extra mile for myself, which makes me feel very like important and loved. Do you get what I'm saying? Some type of other self-care could be things like going to the gym, okay? I personally don't go to the gym, but I will start going to the gym as soon as I master some stuff. The other one that I really love and I really, really enjoy doing is journaling. I speak to myself like I am a child. I got this thing from like healing your inner child, like topic, basically healing your inner child. So for example, when I'm upset, when I'm going through certain things, or when I feel a certain way, I speak to myself like, oh baby, it's okay, don't worry, you are important, you are okay, it's okay to be sad. Sadness doesn't mean brokenness. Like, I speak to my inner child so kindly, and that makes me feel very loved, and that makes me feel very confident in the long run. Like, I would highly recommend that for anyone out there. Have some sort of routine that you have for yourself. Put in some time for you to look after you, because when you look after you in a way that's nurturing and gentle and caring and loving, you feel loved. Do you know what I'm saying? So that helps. The last point I wanted to make, the things I've realized, is that it's not necessarily about going out there. I don't want anyone to get confused with what I said today. Like, I'm not saying go out there and buy loads of clothes, or I'm not saying go out there and get a BBL or go out there and work. No, I'm saying you need to learn to love yourself as you are. If you don't love yourself, you could change everything in the world and there'll always be something that's imperfect. So yes, I said put in effort into what you wear and take care of yourself. Wash your clothes, make sure they smell good. Shower nicely, make sure you smell good. You know what I'm saying? Like, one thing I can say that sometimes, don't get me wrong, I'll be having BO as well, but one thing I will always confidently say is that I do not stink, okay? So my point is that nothing in this world is ever actually going to give you that confidence. You need to start loving yourself from within, because when you start loving yourself from within, it slowly shows outwardly, if that makes sense. I wanted to make sure that obviously I explained myself properly and I didn't confuse anybody, and I just want you guys to know that, like, part of my confidence has been me just learning to love myself, and then from there we just moved forward. Everything started just looking good. You know, like, when you have that confidence, you naturally look good, no matter what society thinks beautiful is. You might not have a fat ass like Kim Kardashian, but if you walk around like you've got a fat ass, people are gonna be thinking, she must have a fat ass. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, thank you so much guys for tuning in, and I hope I see you again. Make sure you like this video if you liked it, and of course subscribe and join the family, because we're gonna be getting more and more videos like this. But yeah, thank you. Bye.